What's going on, y'all? It is ghostee. So there's going to be a lot of really important information in this video, so I just want to preface right from the beginning to watch this video all the way through. Super important. We're going to be going over how to identify scams visually, how to identify them from a technical perspective, and things just to look out for. And by doing this, you'll be able to identify, legitimate coins as you're either scalping, looking at about to graduate, etc., etc. So let's get right into it. There's already some scam coins that I want to show you here. So visually, right, this is one big and pretty easy identifier that it is a scam coin. Just this shape right here. I mentioned this in my streams before. I mentioned this in some of my videos as well. But this is a clear indicator that it's a scam. So 100% stay away from this. It's not even worth your time looking at. Now let's look at this coin. So awful name. So ignore the name. It's a terrible name. But what we're going to do is use this tool called Trench Radar Scanner. Now the link is going to be down in the description. This is a free tool, 100% free. Don't have to worry about paying for it. But this tool is going to be key to success because a lot of times there will be tokens that will look very legitimate. The graphs will look very natural. But whenever you check the bundles, which I'm going to show you what that means in a second, you will see that it actually is a scam and it's just waiting for the right time to actually scam you. So what we're going to do is paste the CA, so you can copy the CA right up there and paste it down into Trench Radar Scanner. Again, link will be down in the description. You do need Telegram for this to be able to work. So it's going to go ahead and load the bundle data. It says there was a server. We're going to put that in again. This only works for Pump Fund tokens. This is a Pump Fund, but it might have just bugged out a little bit right here. There we go. So we got it. So what are we looking at? Because there's a lot of words here, right? It's a lot of words with a lot of numbers. So there's a total of 10 bundles. Now, does that mean you should run away from this coin immediately? No, that means that there's a lot of bundles, but let's keep on reading. So now the total percent bundled is 24%. Now, what that means is that from the birth of the coin to now, there was at least 24% of this token being bundled. Now, it's an important number, but the most important number is going to be the current percentage. Now, this is the current percentage of tokens that are bundled. Now, what does bundled mean? Because I keep saying bundled, but I'm not explaining it. So a bundle is a group of wallets that have purchased said token. So in this case, we look at the top 5 bundles. It shows us right here. So unique wallets 2. So this bundle has 2 wallets and it controls 13% of the supply. Now, obviously that's really important. Now, if we look at this one, it has 3 wallets, but it only controls 1.5. Now, in general, going into a coin, 14% current isn't that bad. I would stay away from anything more than 30%, but just realize if you do get into a coin with 30%, that's 30% bundled, that you can immediately get a 30% dump on you. So you have to be careful even with 30%. So based on where this coin is right now, this would be a coin that could potentially be good to get in. The volume is low. I probably wouldn't get into it, but I'm not going to get into actually, how to trade these coins. I've made a few videos already on how to do that. But I just want to show you more signals of how these coins could potentially harm you as them being rugs. So let's go ahead and check out another one, Just a Chill Duck. Again, we see the same rising pattern, and then there we go. You see the dip. I'm glad we got that, just live right now. You see them emptying the bundles. So one big bundle, a couple small bundles. This is, so they broke it up into several different transactions, and then the dev bundle right there. So the huge scams. Again, stay away from this. It's a scam every time. Don't think that maybe this time will be different. All right, let's look at another one here. Now, if we didn't want to use Trench Radar, we can also use Bullex. Now, Bullex already has a lot of really important features that are able to identify coins for potential harm. So what we're going to do is go over here, go to the audit. Now it auto audits every single coin that gets imported into Bullex, which makes Bullex a really solid platform. A few other platforms also do this, but it's just really important to have this feature in some type of terminal that you're using to trade here. So if we look at the security audit, there's a lot of things going on, and I want to explain each one. So is mintable. Now basically this is saying, is it possible for this contract to create new tokens? Now we want this to always say no. We do not want the creator, the developer, to be able to create new tokens. Now this is just something we never want in a contract. So is the token mutable? We want this to also be no, because basically what mutable means is that the developer has the ability to change the contract and the rules in which the contract functions. It's really important to have tools like this that are able to tell you whether or not these tokens are going to be mutable, whether or not these contracts are going to be mutable. And freezable is literally exactly what it says. We want that to also be no. That just basically allows the developer to freeze the transactions and pretty much dump right on top of you, right? So it can freeze the transactions, it can freeze you from buying and selling. It's a lot of different, this means a lot of different things, but they just make it very basic right here in Bullex and a lot of other platforms as well. Now, one really cool thing about trading pump fund tokens specifically is that, and you can check if a token's pump fund simply by looking for pump at the end of it. If it doesn't say that, I would say run away, immediately. But if pump fund tokens by default have all of these checked to no. All right, so awesome. All three of these are checked to no. Now, another thing, update authority. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't know what this means. I really don't. But the audit says that it's all good, so I'm trusting the audit here. I'm trusting Bullex. LP burned 100%. This is also really important. And pump fund tokens by default will have this as a byproduct. Now, top 10 holders, this can vary. So it's up to your risk tolerance, what you want to tolerate, right? But I would say a decent percentage is somewhere around 25 maximum. When you get over 25 into the 30s, you need to be a little bit careful. Now, this can also be very dependent and contingent on when you get into the token, right? So if you're scalping new pairs, right? So we go over to the new pairs, and let's say we're gonna scalp bops right here. The top 10 holders might be really high, and even in the beginning too, right? If there's not enough holders in general, then it might just say it's all gravy. And sometimes you can actually witness the developer actually activating his bots in real time if you get into some of these tokens fast enough. Now, obviously, I don't know what BOP is. It has no real relationship with the meme culture right now in Pump Vision, so that thing is probably not going to go anywhere. But if you just look at these, you can see the audit results. Now, the least amount of people there, the better the audit result will seem to be. This thing is super janked out. But one thing you will possibly see is whenever you get in these new tokens and you get around 15 holders or so, and some of them put pretty big bags into the token, you may see this be really high, like 40-45%, and that is something to be wary of, right? Because if you're going to also get into this token, you might want to wait for these people to get out their big bags before you hop in, right? One pretty common strategy is dev sold, right? Is wait for the dev to sell and then buy the dev's dip. That's one big strategy. Anyways, that's a little bit off topic. That's something you definitely need to understand as far as the top 10 holders are concerned. A deployer address, this is just going to be a confirmation number specifically for this this token to be deployed on the blockchain. That's all that is, so don't really worry about that. Now, we've pretty much condensed this video down very precisely. This is most of what you need to worry about and what you need to focus. Now, this trench radar tool is going to be your Bible, basically, being in the trenches. Now, this is huge. This is really important. Using tools like Bullex and checking the audit results, making sure that these are all good to go is also something that's really important. Let me go ahead and show you one more thing of what a new pair, a bundle will look like. So let's go ahead and wait for one. I can identify it right away. So let's see something right here. We got a lot of motion, 11K, and I can tell you right now, bundled. Why is this bundled? There's a couple different things. Now those were real buys. These are real buys, but these are bundled. These are fake transactions. So if we go over to the trades again and make this just a little bit smaller here, we can see that they all show sniper, and all these are top holders. Now this happened all in the beginning of the coin. Now it's something that you have to be really careful with. Now there is a lot of transactions going through right now, so this is that, you know, these might be real transactions. We see some Bullex logos. This is a good indicator to tell if this is real traffic. There's a real flow going on here. I'm not seeing anything else. I'm just seeing Bullex, so it's a little bit sketchy, right? If we go look at the top traders, or not the top traders, we'll go look at the top holders. We see the top holders are those snipers, right? So these are the bundles. Now, if we go ahead and check Trench Radar and pop that address in, we can see that there's a 24% bundle already in this token. Now this is really important. Now there's this very inorganic traffic coming through. So if we go ahead and look at trades, we can actually kind of see what's going on here. And there it is. There's the bundle dump. Now already out of position. So if we go ahead and look at top traders or holders, we can see that the bundles are gone. You see that happened literally in an instance, even though we saw that there was 4 different wallets holding that. Now we can see over here in the statistic, there's one bundle that is 4 wallets. Guys, I'm trying to show you this so you understand. You need to be able to understand how Trench Radar works, but how to also identify why you're actually looking at the contract. This is super important if you're going to want to avoid these rugs, avoid these scam tokens. Now let's take it one step further, right? So all right, we see that it was 24% bundled. We see that there was one bundle of 4 wallets. We saw the 4 wallets literally just dump on the chart itself and in the actual holders. Now let's go ahead and refresh this so I can show you what this is going to look like after a bundle dumps, because this is really important, because you can make money off of dumps, right? But now look, the current held position is 0. This is super important, because now we know that this token has 0% bundles. Now what can happen is the developer can get back into the token, so this number may go up. It may go up to 54%, it may go up to 75%, it may go over 100%, and that might be really confusing. But what that is just the developer or somebody, it doesn't even have to be the developer, it could be anybody that's dumping bundles into the contract, so that percent will go up. It will go beyond 100% because they're putting more than 100% bundles back into the contract. So really important to actually understand what you're reading, what all this stuff actually means. You know what a bundle is. You know, bundles is wallets, right? It's just a group of wallets. What does that look like on the holders? What does that look like on the charts? I really hope that this video helps you understand what these scam tokens look like. I wish I can show you another example of a realistic one rugging, but I don't wish that upon my my greatest enemy. We can check this one really quickly, but I really do hope that this video was informative and quick enough and precise to let you know how to actually identify these things. You do not want to get rugged. It does not feel good getting rugged. You don't learn anything getting rugged. You just learn that there's scammers out there and they want to take your money. And that's just unfortunately the space that we're in. So we see a little bit of a dip here. We see some of that's coming from the top holders, but some of these are Trojan, some of these are Photon. So this could be legit, but let's take an eye on this total percentage, right? So this thing has been 54% bundled already. Currently 17% of that is still in the contract. Now, if we do a refresh here, let's see if part of that was actually the bundle. Let's see if some of this was actually the bundle, and it's gone down to 13%. So this is really important, guys, because this can be your entry point if this is something that you believe in. If you believe that this is a token that has some legs to it, carries some weight within the meme community, then this could be a good time, right, to get in. Boom, you get in, and you don't have to worry about a massive 20% whatever percent dump. Now this is still a relatively large percentage, right? But it's not 54, it's not 30. So if something like this did dump, then it can be recovered from. Like, people won't completely give up on the token. Now this token is looking cooked, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's not a lot of volume here. There was a lot of volume. There may be some resurgence, but anyways, I'm not getting into TA in this video, but I really do hope that I was able to show you what these scam tokens look like, what bundles even are, right? Because a lot of people say be careful with the bundles. There's a lot of bundles. I hope that this video helps you in understanding what a bundle is and identifying, you know, what these rug coins do, like how they function and how to identify and avoid them. So guys, if you did enjoy this video, leave a like down below. The subscriptions have been really amazing. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Later.